GNM Bangalore last few seats available at GRV School of Nursing. Hurry, grab this opportunity. For details, visit Good Shepherd Education Trust opposite DRPR office, Lower Lachmere, Shillong, or contact the numbers below.
Sorkar Jylla kalapalai paiba ha kani kasi pale yek Chief Minister Research Grant na benta Bniah Jingwad Bniah halor gispa kibaya day ya clarity jong ka Jylla. Ha kani ka CMRG Kawei ka Jingwad Bniah lamang Bniah lai lak tingka Shwa Bniah badyamenta ka Sorkar kalamang ban Sdang sanpo Tylli ki Jingwad Bniah. Ka CMRG ka temu ban penklanya ka Jingwad Bniah ha ka rukom ka bajanai ban be syakathong jong ka roi ka par jong ka Jylla lingba ki kam penroi ki bala le ka Sorkar. Umintri rangba ka Jylla Konrad ki sangma ulapalat yakani ka program ringkat ka jingdan lang umintri ka tanat lariti ba po lingdo amenta ka singi. Lingba ka website bat ka portal ki riupuli Jingwad Bniah kila ban apply ban le ka Jingwad Bniah bat ka jingbo boy ki Jingwad Bniah. Hapakado ba ka Jylla ka duna bha ka rukam wad Bniah umintri rangba ulaong ba ka Jingwad Bniah bat ka jingbo boy. Kidi ki mau krum bat ka Jylla bat ka ri kala bunjur bandon ka jingbo boy namar bakan yarap iki pateng ban wan ban Tho bat ban yo jingtip ya kaminor bat ban penwan dur khamba shushu.
This in fact has been a very long pending issue and a thought and an idea that we really wanted to do for a very long time, and we just had to figure out how to give it the right shape. And so I'm very happy today that the Honorable Minister and our Commissioner Secretary have taken the initiative to structure this entire process, and we are here today to launch the website and the portal through which our different scholars and researchers can now apply for this particular grant. The thought process is very simple. Number one, we have always felt, and I've mentioned this in many platforms, that we really lack documentation. We really lack research. And both research and documentation in one way is a foundation for many other aspects to really happen. And many states and many nations, if you look at it, have stressed so much on documentation. And those documentations that they help the future generation to understand the past and improve the past in the future and make things better. So all of these thought processes, ideas, anything that we want to do to bring a change in our society and in our state starts with proper research and documentation, without which we really would not be, I should say, moving forward in a very scientific manner. And that's what has actually really pushed us to focus on this aspect of research and documentation. That's number one. Number two, we also realized that many of our scholars, they really want to do research, but actually they don't have the support to do research. So there's no lack of individuals who are keen, who are into research mode and would really like to contribute, but there was no mechanism or no platform through which they could do it. So this is really also to support these researchers and scholars to move forward. Number three, we also feel that once we have all of this research that's happening, so you can imagine in a matter of about 15 years, 20 years time, say suppose on an average about 100 papers are done, you're talking of 2,000, 3,000 different topics being researched and kept in a database. So you look at the next many years, and obviously we hope that this research entire concept will become much bigger than what it is today. We're starting off small, doesn't mean we will remain small with this, because it's just, we mentioned 50 scholars, we've put a budget of 3 lakhs, but obviously we don't want to start big and then cut back things and make it smaller. So we would like to take it easy, step by step, figure out how we would like to move forward, keep improving things, and then make it bigger and bigger in the future. So for example, I'm really keen that this research should not be just limited to only documentation, but I hope tomorrow we will have visuals, we'll have different documentaries, we'll have videos. As you know, that Honorable Minister has also started a very important program, which is the OTT platform, which is coming out for Meghalaya. So you can imagine all these informations and these videos and research that we're doing, the documentation, the documentaries that we'll be having, finding the place in the OTT platform, and really people learning from it. And in the entire process, as I said, we'll be creating a lot of excitement in the system. Many jobs will be created through this, employment will be created through this. The youth and the scholars will become part of the entire vision that the goal and the government has, because somewhere we also see a disconnect in terms of what the government is doing and what the research scholars are maybe not able to focus on. So many aspects will be addressed through this particular program that we are having. If you look at the last part of the different programs that we could have in this research, it speaks about the different government programs. Now, we feel it's important for that research also to take place, because the government does many things. But then, number one, the research areas and all, and the intellectual community are not aware about it, number one, and public also is not aware about it. And number two, maybe they can research and tell us how to improve the different programs that the government does. So all of this can only happen when we have proper research and proper documentation of what we're doing. So these are all the different aspects of things. I don't think I have enough time to speak about all of that today, but this is just to give you a small gist of what we are trying to do out here. But I must congratulate our Honorable Minister for having really structured this entire concept into a very good program. I must thank the members of the committee who have agreed to come on board and really help us, because their inputs will be very crucial. Not only are we going to select these particular scholars, but I intend to regularly interact with them and discuss with them. I would like to see one scholar or researcher presenting his or her paper and research to the other scholars who are sitting there in a conference that we may have every quarter. So I may not be able to attend every program, but maybe sometimes Honorable Minister will be there, sometimes I'll be there, sometimes you just do it on your own. But I think it'll be a healthy environment to have our intellects talk to each other, discuss with each other, and learn from each other, where we have all different ideas coming together and making everybody a part of what we were, our history, our culture, which is what really holds us and gives us foundation of and the identity of who we are, which should be documented. And we work further towards the future in terms of the different programs, economics, different government schemes, and also cultural aspect of how things are changing now in the world today. So all of these aspects will come together, I strongly feel, with this particular research program. So I don't want to talk much. As I said, most of my thought process is something that's still in my mind, and it will only become clearer as we move forward. But I just thought I would take this moment to also share with you my thoughts. But as you can see from this documentation, it's a very simple process of application, how to apply, who all are eligible. We've kept it very flexible so that as many scholars can apply. We really wanted to make it very, very open and very flexible for individuals. They may not be PhD holders, but why not give them a chance also? And of course, we would want each of these researchers to then also do a lot of field work, visits, involve students, other students who are there, with them, allow the team to be there. So we're hoping that one scholar, one researcher will have a team of 4 or 5 people, individuals around him. So we're not touching just one intellect, we're touching about 200, 300 every year. And as I said, we are very flexible to discuss about how we can expand this program. So if you tell me tomorrow, well, 50 wasn't enough, we need 100, we are very much open to it. So we'll all depend on the response we get. If you tell us that, well, the amount is a bit less, so maybe for certain research it could be 3, but for another research maybe it requires a larger budget, we are flexible for that also. So let's keep that open, but this is where we start and we take it forward from here. But a lot of work for all of you who are in the committee, because it's not easy. You have to really go through this, because I do expect that you will also guide the people who are doing the research in the long run and help them and support them, so mentor them. So I think all of those aspects also, I'm sure, will come into the picture. So this is really a beginning of many, many things that we would like to do. I'm very keen, as you're aware, that we'll be very soon having our own state level data center that's coming up. I expect that all these different inputs will be kept in a digital format on the cloud, so that we can make it accessible to people all over the world. At the same time, I'm hoping that through the different programs or the OTT programs we have, we'll be able to create the documentaries through these research programs, which will then find place in this OTT platform.
As all of you are aware, much of what Meghalaya is, when it comes to our history and our customs and culture, much of it is can be traced orally, and written literature came to us only in 1842. So therefore there is a vast gap between what we know as evidence-based literature and what is scripted, and a vast amount of it has been handed over to us through several centuries of oral tradition. Therefore, that there is a huge potential for us to conduct studies and research in those areas. And as the world moves towards digital platforms and AI, it is very important that societies like ours, which are indigenous societies, should come up with material which is research based, and hence the need for this kind of a grant in order to further enable scholars, individuals and institutes to conduct studies in various fields, and it is heartening to see that with the active support of the Honorable Chief Minister, we are now in a position to dwell and go into that area which has all along been neglected. And hence I'm very confident that our scholars will come forward. We are conducting the screening process to ensure that we get the best of them to come forward and do their research. And with this initiative, I have full confidence that a lot of our scholars and researchers will be amply incentivized and encouraged. And so this is a major initiative, a landmark initiative, and I trust that this year itself we should be in a position to have, if not the entire fund, the grant, at least half of it to be utilized purposefully for the benefit of future generations, and to also be able to have material which can be of utility and can be used as research material and also as historical material to allow and facilitate our state to be able to go into territories which have not been researched into till this point of time. And once again, I congratulate our Honorable Chief Minister for this initiative, and I seek the full cooperation of the committee to enable us to take our further